In an interesting turn of events, my favorite rapper, Puff Daddy, or commonly known as P-Diddy, his real name is Sean Combs, has been involved in a number of lawsuits in this year. Number one, he has been involved in an alleged sexual assault with fellow men. He has been accused of being a homosexual man, and he has been making several advances toward other rappers who are male. Secondly, he has been connected to the shooting and killing of longtime rapper Tupac, who died back in 1996. And lastly, he has been involved, or he has been accused of being a rapist or sexual assault charges from fellow artist who is called Cassie. Her real name is Cassandra Ventura. So this has been a really bad year for P. Diddy, but in today's video we're going to discuss everything concerning Puff Daddy and whether Bad Boy Records is going to face very many lawsuits in the near future. But most importantly, let's discuss his recent lawsuit with Cassie, accusing him of sexual assault. So today's video, let's discuss everything concerning P. Diddy. So let's go. Welcome everyone to Legal News Daily. My name is Terry Kahuma, the usual host on this channel. And Legal News Daily is a platform which brings to you both national news from Uganda and across the world generally. We tackle everything which concerns legal news from around the world. So in today's video, we're going to discuss everything concerning Puff Daddy, or commonly known as P. Diddy. P. Diddy has been a rapper who has been sounding right away from the 80s, 90s, and he has been caught in a web of controversy in the year 2023. P. Diddy has been caught in sexual assault charges both with former girlfriend Cassie and also his fellow men, like people like Fabulous, who have accused P. Diddy of sexually assaulting them in a homosexual way. P. Diddy has also been convicted and also suspected and investigated for the murder of Tupac Shakur, who was a very big rapper back in the mid-90s. So let's discuss everything concerning P. Diddy and his alleged sexual assault charges concerning Cassie. Let's go. Now, the brief facts briefly. Puff Daddy, who is P. Diddy, dated Cassie right away from the beginning of her career in 2005. Now, they dated for a very long time, and according to the press statement that Cassie released a few days ago, Cassie stated that ever since I met P. Diddy in 2005, I dated him, I loved him. However, P. Diddy introduced me to a life of drugs, to a life of crime, a life of drugs. P. Diddy also so many times sexually assaulted me, physically abused me. I saw him committing so many crimes against so many people, in that even when a number of men would fall in love with me, or fellow rappers would hit on me, or fellow celebrities in Hollywood, P. Diddy would actually threaten me and tell me that, by the way, I saw you next to Augusta Alsina, I'm actually going to blow up his car. So she would actually say that she was in a movie scene, and she began to realize that P. Diddy had psychopathic tendencies. To make it even worse, Cassie also alleged that P. Diddy used to bring strippers who would then forcefully have sex with her while P. Diddy watched. So this was the major basis of why Cassie was suing P. Diddy. Now, from 2005 to 2018, when they broke up, Cassie had kept quiet for a very long time about P. Diddy's psychopathic tendencies or sexual assault behavior. So it was just 2023 is where news came into light that Cassie actually approached P. Diddy and his lawyers, asking them for $30 million for her to keep quiet about this lawsuit. Now, P. Diddy and his lawyers continuously refused Cassie's continuous asking for $30 million. So not until Friday last week is when she came out and then said, you know what, P. Diddy has actually been assaulting me. He assaulted me for over a decade. He was abusing me. He beat me so many times I would go unconscious. He would even reach a point where he would ask the doctors, after treating Cassie from him beating her, he would ask the doctors to then send emails to his personal email so that the rest of the world cannot know that he assaulted Cassie. Now, what is the major gist of this lawsuit? Cassie is suing P. Diddy for sexual assault, or she was up until recently when they settled the lawsuit. Now, $30 million is a lot of money. We need to ascertain, is Cassie, or was Cassie within that time period of the statute of limitation? Meaning, was she within that time period for when she can sue P. Diddy? The judge will have to look at it in the sense that P. Diddy assaulted you from 2005 to 2018, and so many of your pictures show that you were happy with P. Diddy the whole time. So how sure are we that he actually assaulted you sexually? But if we go deep into the facts of the sexual assault charges, so many people have actually accused P. Diddy of having those kinds of tendencies, of being a rapist or assaulting women sexually, even going ahead as assaulting his fellow men, well, sexually. Now, what are the ingredients of sexual assault or rape? We need to look at the fact that this, first of all, needs to be unwillingness. There needs to be a lack of consent. There needs to be unwillingness on the part of the woman. There needs to be physical penetration of the man's penis or the man's private part into the woman, and there needs to be proof that the man has actually forcefully penetrated. And then there needs to be some sort of force, manipulation, undue influence, or some sort of unwillingness on the woman's part to partake in the sexual assault. So Cassie claims that so many times she actually refused to have sex with P. Diddy. And P. Diddy many times used drugs and a lot of narcotic substances to drug Cassie. She would wake up so many times when she has blood all over her, and the fact that P. Diddy would have forced himself on her. Now, let's go to the situation where they actually settled the lawsuit. Now, Cassie was all up in arms from Friday, saying that I'm going to take P. Diddy to court in California, I'm going to sue him, the district court, and we already saw all the legal documents. Now, P. Diddy, under the advisement of his lawyers, actually settled her for a very huge sum. It was not directly stipulated, but he actually settled her. Now, many people are a bit confused about the settlement concerning these two big names in the music industry. I want to give you a brief insight on how a settlement works. A settlement is a kind of roundtable negotiation where two parties who are conflicting in a lawsuit are going to come together and then reach an amicable agreement or an amicable position where they're going to state that, you know what, yes, I'm suing you in court, and the other party does not want the embarrassment of court or to pursue also the court process. So they're going to say, let's say Cassie wanted $30 million. So P. Diddy says, okay, man, you know what, Cassie, that's a lot of money. We dated, we still have an emotional attachment. Let me give you $25 million. Or $28 million. So Cassie will look at it and look at the time period she's going to spend in court, and they fully agree. So an agreement or a settlement in law or international law, or which is internationally recognized, are types of three settlements. We have arbitration, we have mediation, and we have other sorts of. So basically all of these are called alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. We call them ADR. So alternative dispute resolutions are a form of settlement. Looking at the facts of P. Diddy and Cassie, I highly believe they used either arbitration or mediation. Most likely it was mediation, because both their lawyers were heavily involved in this case, and they came together stating that, you know what, these two artists are big names. We've already tarnished P. Diddy's name. Cassie has come out to call P. Diddy a rapist or a sexual assault person, and that has gone on to ruin P. Diddy's reputation. He may not get future brand deals, and generally his reputation may go down as a result of this. So most likely they used mediation, and the two have now settled. So in United States law they call it a settlement, but even in the courts of law, before any lawsuit is taken to the courts of law, the lawyers or your lawyer, whoever is watching this, is going to first ask themselves, how can we settle this outside court? Because the court process is quite long. You have to prepare documents, you have to come up with trial bundles, because this is a criminal case, sexual assault is a criminal case. You have to come up with also a plaint, you have to come up with a written statement of defense. So all of these are pre-trial court documents that you have to start up with in any criminal case or any civil case. So most likely the settlement that they underwent was with alternative dispute resolution. They are, like I've said, it's either mediation or arbitration or other forms of alternative dispute resolution. But looking at the facts of the case, they used mediation or maybe best case scenario arbitration. I've discussed arbitration on this case, and arbitration is basically the fact that you are coming together, two parties are coming together, and they are entrusting a person who is called an arbitrator to both present their cases in front of the arbitrator, who is going to be duly appointed, and the arbitrator will give his or her finding or ruling concerning the cases of these two conflicting parties. So I wanted to explain to you that aspect, that P. Diddy and Cassie might have used alternative dispute resolution to settle out this case. So what is the likelihood of Cassie suing P. Diddy again concerning sexual assault? The fact that they have settled this case, and the fact that just one day after her stating that she's going to sue P. Diddy for this, she even came up with her court documents, her lawyers were up in arms, and they finally settled. Now, the fact that they have settled, it means that the lawyers of P. Diddy are going to say, okay, Cassie, we have now settled you with $30 million. This is what you wanted, or $25 million. From now onwards, you're going to drop the lawsuit which you have gone against P. Diddy with. So you're going to drop all the charges, you're going to withdraw the case, and P. Diddy is now a free man. You're going to clear his name. However, with a settlement, P. Diddy did not actually come out with a statement saying that I actually accept that I actually assaulted Cassie. So thank you everyone for listening to me. I remain yours truly, Terry Kahuma. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and finally, let's see what's going to happen concerning P. Diddy and Cassie. P. Diddy has a lot of lawsuits, especially they're doing deeper investigations concerning Tupac. P. Diddy was a very, very big friend or ally of Notorious B.I.G. And Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac had very, very huge beef back in the mid-90s. Now, Notorious B.I.G. was supposedly killed by Tupac, and then P. Diddy and his crew, the Bad Boy Entertainment, also went and killed Tupac. Well, it's alleged that they killed Tupac. So P. Diddy, this has really not been a good year for him, and let's just see where everything is going to go. We can't give anything conclusive up until now, but let's just see how things go from now onwards. I remain yours truly, Terry Kahuma. Hit the subscribe button again, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, share these videos with everyone who you know is going to love this kind of content. Oh, and before I forget, you can always watch this playlist of mine for more Simply Legal. Until next time, bye.